Hello! In this video, we're going to talk about using modal verbs to be more polite. When applying for a job in the United States, it is important that job seekers are direct and honest, but also respectful and polite. Modal verbs help the writer to control the tone or feeling. This is how you will leave a positive impression on your reader. We will begin with the definition of modal verbs, the grammar structure, and the meaning or reasons why we use them. Then we will look at example sentences with and without modal verbs to show how the same message is given in different ways. Let's begin with a definition. Modal verbs are helping verbs, such as can, will, could, would, or might. These modal verbs show a speaker's attitude or feeling that something is possible or probable. Modal verbs are helping verbs that are immediately followed by the simple form of a verb. Could and would are very common modal verbs used in cover letters, emails, and conversations during the job search. When you use a modal verb in the sentence, it must be followed by another verb in the simple form. Look at this example. I could assist the company by working with international visitors. Now, let's talk about the meaning of can and will along with could and would. When a writer uses can or will, it is very direct. Can means that the writer has the ability to do something, and will shows that the writer is making a future promise or prediction. Could or would show that something is possible, probable, or very likely. These are more polite forms of can and will. Let's look at some examples from a cover letter. Number 1, I can assist your company in international markets. Number 2, I could assist your company in international markets. Number 1 just shows that the person has the ability, but number 2 is more polite and shows the possibility of using that ability to help the company. Here's another example with will and would. Number 1, I will assist your company in international markets. Number 2, I would assist your company in international markets. It is rude for him to say, I will assist your company in international markets, because only the employer gets to make that decision. If the applicant is too direct, it changes the tone or feeling of the message. Another meaning of the modal verb would is a polite form of want. Want is often too direct and can sometimes be rude. Would like is more indirect and polite. In a cover letter, applicants want to have a job interview, but need to politely say what they want. The way to do that is by saying, number 1, I would like to discuss the job in an interview. Or, number 2, I would like to learn more about the company in an interview. It is very important that job seekers communicate what they could or would do for a company and then clearly say what they want the company to do for them, respectfully and politely. Let's review what we've learned about modal verbs. Using modal verbs in writing and speaking is the best way to be direct but also polite. Job seekers can control their tone and leave a positive impression. We now know that modal verbs would and could are used with other verbs to describe things that are possible or likely. We can also use would like to clearly show what we want in a polite and respectful way. Next, go on to a game to practice using modal verbs in polite language.